Alright, I've started mixing up epoxy. This is a Pro Set epoxy. Pretty sure it's 3.5 to 1. Well, at least that's how I mixed it up. So I know there's multiple people that say with epoxy, it doesn't really matter whether the mat's up or the mat's down. I've been told that for strength you want the mat up. I don't know what's right and what isn't. So for this first one, I'll cut it a little short. It's not really going to matter because of where it's located. You can't see it. But I'll put the chop strand down. I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to use. I don't think I quite got enough on in here. I'm assuming if it pulls up, it is not right. Okay, it's oozing out now, so I'm going to assume that's correct. Worst thing that happens, it doesn't work. That's the worst thing that could happen. If that's the case, it can be redone. Again, because where this one is, doesn't really matter. We're going to put chop strand down. The walls that are visual, I want to do chop strand out though. I imagine that's going to be easier to fare and work with. I don't think I quite got the mixing ratio right on this stuff. Seems a little thick. I need a little bit more. Definitely going to need some more. I'm going to mix up some more. Be right back. Put too much hardener in it this time. Got a little carried away. But I think we can make it work. Like my stirring stick. It's not getting good here at the edge. I really didn't overlap it enough. So I'll have to go back and fix that probably, but it's okay. I don't know what I did here, but somehow managed to put a hole in it. If it looks too bad, I'll run some chop strand mat over the top of it when I'm done. Still looks like I have little air bubbles in it, but I'm not sure if that's me or maybe it's just not saturating good. I'm not sure. lot of dust in this shop. I'm going to try putting it a little thicker underneath and see if that and I need to work on my cutting because little things all over the end. Somehow I gave it some extra space when I cut it, but looks like the stuff shrank up. I think it did shrink up. Goodness. So I've really messed these up. I'm probably going to have to redo every one of them. Because for whatever reason, either shrank up or it was because of the way I cut it. Okay. I can put the drop strand over it so it's not a big deal. See, I don't know what I got going on here. It's kind of embarrassing. Sorry about this. Somehow or another, I've managed to pull it apart. And definitely damaged the edges. This is probably the worst I've ever done with this. I am new to using epoxy. One, I don't think I had the mix ratio quite right. And I am pulling the thing apart every time I go to run over it. It tells me I got something else completely wrong. Heard that epoxy was a little bit harder to work with at first. I feel like I'm using way too much resin. Anybody got an idea how to fix that problem right there? I guess it's probably in the way I cut it. I either cut it way too close or something, and it's grabbing the ends of the woven. Now again, this isn't going to matter where it's located, but I still don't want to have it looking bad. I definitely got something wrong because it's already pulling up everywhere. Like the corners are pulling up here, and there's plenty of resin in it, so I've done something wrong. Even pushing the air pockets out coming back in again. So I have definitely messed up. I might try to brush it on next time, I don't know yet. Alright, let's get another thing of resin mixed up. Let's try to do this one. Since it's 3.5 to 1, what I'm doing is 7 ounces of 1, then taking it to the 9 mark. Which should give me what I'm looking for. Now the wind's picking up, I'm sure this plastic's going to be coated in epoxy. Or more or less, my work's going to be covered in plastic, one or the other. See, again, it's like the stuff shrunk up or something. I'm not exactly sure what I did here, but I know next time I'm going to give myself an extra inch on each side. Not as worried about certain sides of it because it's all going to be tabbed in anyway. But I was actually trying to save myself a little bit of work. Putting it in. Now, yes, I did do the chop strand out this time. I'm going to try it. Mess that up too. Should have went ahead and cut that out, I think. Because of where this is, I hope I did this right. Oh, I did it backwards. Well, here's what it is now. This is actually the back side. So if it doesn't work, no big deal. Can't see it anyway. Getting towards the end of the day, getting tired, getting in a hurry, not very familiar using these materials, and make mistakes. I'm sure this is kind of boring for you guys watching this, but if nothing else, I'm going to show you what not to do. So the clip didn't turn out too good yesterday. I found quite a few mistakes that I made. Here's me flipping it over doing the other side. It's something still not quite right as far as I'm concerned. There is some spots in here that I'm going to have to go back and fix. Could not get them out to save my life. And all you can see, the light areas here, it's not air. So I've run over this thing and pressed it down and pressed it down and pressed it down. I've added epoxy. At best I can tell, it's just the extra epoxy is in there, because it does it in a lot of different areas. As you can tell, this is a really dark spot. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, like I said, it's a really dark spot there. Well, this around here is actually just thicker epoxy. So when I roll it out, it doesn't really make a difference. I've tried a few different things here, and I'm not quite got it right. I know they say don't use epoxy with this, but so these little spots here are something different. I actually had to go through and try to cut them out while I was in the middle of it. I'm just going to go through and drill them later. So all these spots here and here, that's actually where resin had dripped off the table yesterday onto the roll, and when I pulled it up and put it in here, I didn't see those spots until I put it down. So I had to go back and cut those out after everything dries. So I just finished this layer. If any of you guys are fiberglass experts, comment and let me know what I'm doing wrong on the epoxy, because I feel like it should lay out and all be the same color. I know that this is just seems to be extra epoxy, but every time I roll it out, I still get the same results. So let me know if there's something I'm doing wrong. And just kind of to finish this episode up, because it got really long. I've got quite a few weeks worth of this stuff. I am going to start building the bunk beds hopefully next week, and more. Obviously everything's made of coosa now, but something tells me at the end of this I'll be really good at this. I did find that for these edges, where it works really good, an 1/8 inch round over bit in a router, and I set it on there, and it has to be carbide tipped, but it'll take every bit of that off, epoxy and all, and works phenomenal. Well, thanks for guys who are watching it. Appreciate it.